to Be Better TV with me, Phil Luckles, your host, your guide for this ride on the road to becoming better. Like I said in one of my previous posts, the post was listen more. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And so we listen twice as much as we talk. Don't you just hate it when you meet someone for the first time or you're trying to have a conversation with someone and it just seems like every other word out of their mouth is I, me, my, or you're trying to engage in a conversation where you ask a question, they answer, they ask a question, you answer, and just like keep it going? Well, that's what today's post is all about. The 2 words of inspiration for today are less self. Now, this reminds me of the one time when I was trying to have this conversation with this person, but so I was chilling at the crib one night, catching up on my reading, when my boy Phil stopped by. So I was like, "What up, Phil?" Phil was like, "What up?" And I told him to come in. He had brought one of his friends with him, this cat named Dr. Phil, that he wanted me to meet. So I stood up to introduce myself. So this well-dressed cat comes in, and I'm thinking, wow, he's a doctor. So, I'm really curious to engage in conversation with this guy. So Phil does the honors. He's like, "Dr. Phil, meet Phil. Phil, meet Dr. Phil." We shake hands, and we sit down to have a nice little convo. So 1 hour goes by. It seems like every time I try to get in on this conversation, this dude is like hogging it. I mean, every time I say I've been somewhere or I've done something, he's been there. He's done it. Even bigger and on a larger scale than I've done it, according to him. No matter what I say, according to this dude, I'm wrong. Like, he's the authority on every subject. And Phil loves this dude, as you can see. He's run marathons, he's climbed mountains. What hasn't this guy done? And then he says, "Keith Heading told me that one. Ha, ha, ha." Who the heck is Keith Heading? So, eventually, this conversation is going nowhere fast, and I just started losing it. I mean, as you can see, I'm like knocked out in the middle of all of these great stories that this dude is telling. Maybe if Dr. Phil and Phil had made this conversation a two-way street, I would have been a little more interested. The application challenge for today is grab a partner, a friend, someone that you trust, someone that's easy to talk to. Grab that person and get them to time you for 3 minutes. Go 3 minutes non-stop talking to that person without using the word I. Alright? That person is just going to listen. They're not going to speak. They not even really supposed to give you any non-verbal communication, no shaking of the head, just eye contact. Non-stop talking, 3 minutes without using the word I. Give it a try. I'm curious to see what happens. So it's a little more difficult than you think. But read more about this on my post. Thank you for tuning in today. As always, make today amazing, and I'll see you soon.